Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. Think you know a thing or two about video gaming in the 1980s? Well, think again. We are currently in August. It's August 20th, 1982, and here's our snapshot. We last played Chisholm Trail on the TI-99 4A. Let's see what our next game is. Next is the Apple II. Man, we've been seeing so many games for the Apple II. I understand why. There's a ton of computers that people have, and VIC-20 is one of the ones that are the most sold, and then Apple II is one of the most sold at this point. This is Russki Duck, another one we've seen from Electronic Games Magazine, but this is the first time we get to play Russki Duck. Never heard of this one. Let's take a look at the box. Russki Duck. Look at that. Programmed and written by Eric Knopp and Alan Merrill. Oh, several nice people choking up the Russki Duck. I don't know if we're going to offend any people in Russia with this game. So this is the ad you would have seen in magazines at the time. Assembly language 48K only needed on this, and that's pretty much the usual that we've seen for games on the Apple II. Only 48K. Flip it over the back, not too much to see there. There's our 5 1/4 floppy disk to play Russki Duck, and it even had in the box this iron-on for a t-shirt. Anybody have Russki Duck ironed on their t-shirt somewhere? There it is. And it was also released later by Softsmith. Russki Duck. Yeah, not familiar with this one. Screenshot, though, has a top-down view of something that looks good. Let's see the manual for Russki Duck. he's just being choked out. So this is from the director of the CIA in Washington, D.C. Copies of the MX missile plans have fallen into the hands of foreign agents. Intelligence have intercepted a message that reads, "Get the duck from the crate and be ready to leave by midnight. We assume that foreign agents have hidden the plans in a duck decoy and intend to smuggle it out of the country in a crate. To accomplish your mission, you must recover the plans and return them to the security room in the CIA building. Intelligence also reports that foreign agents are trying to confuse matters by moving objects from building to building. The sooner you can locate the tools you need, the better are your chances for finding the crate with the duck. When opening crates, be careful. Remember that foreign agents are fond of booby traps. The primary mission is to recover the stolen plans. Since, however, the CIA is interested in maintaining a good public image, you'll be rewarded for civic virtue for performing certain tasks. For example, the foreign agents are constantly moving objects from building to building. You'll be rewarded for returning objects to buildings they were originally taken from." Wait. So we're actually going to be moving things back and forth when the computer's moving it from room to room? That sounds like the worst fetch quest. There's also a secret message hidden among the objects. Find it for a special bonus. Good luck. So that really didn't explain gameplay. That was more of the story. Here you go, though. This is what you're going to see in the game. And this is helpful because a lot of times we have to use our imagination. There's our agent. That's what the foreign agents look like, which is the sad face. There's the crates with the X on top. We have a hammer that we can find to open crates. And we have a screwdriver to deactivate bombs, the keys to open the duck. The bomb. Wait a second. So who are we? Okay, so we are not the duck. Okay, I thought we'd get to play as the duck. Then we have a bomb that can open a crate and blows up afterwards. There it is, the duck, which has the hidden plans inside. The MX missile plans. To win, we have to return them to the CIA security room. So we just have to find the MX and place them behind the security gate. And then we have a security car, which opens the gate and then disguises to keep you from being recognized. Interesting. So there's possibly stealth elements in this. We have moving up, down, left, and right. Looks like keyboard-only controls. And we have S to use an object, space to pick up the object. So this is very interesting. This means we have objects we can pick up, but we can also use them at the same time. So it's not just adventure on the Atari 2600. Yes, that's right. Maybe we can don the Jason mask and go on a rant. So the rest of the extra controls, we can redefine keyboard controls. Definitely going to use that. How to restart the game, and then speed keys when you're inside. Oh, you can actually go faster and slower. So you begin the game in the CIA building in the upper right-hand corner of the bird's eye view of Central Park in a large metropolitan city. Wait, New York then? Find the tools you need to open the crates in which the duck may be hidden, but be prepared for disarming a bomb if you find it instead of the duck. Agents may be lost in explosions, or if captured by foreign agents, you'll lose an agent and begin again from the CIA building. And remember, a good agent is rewarded for honor and bravery, as well as finishing the mission. Again, good luck. I still don't totally get the game, even though we had the manual. It's time to pop it and play Russki Duck by Eric Knopp of Gabelli Software. So we went from Serious Software last episode, and now we're Gabelli Software. But not done by Nasir Gabelli. This is two different developers. That's a good one, Curtis. Yeah, bring on all the duck jokes right now. So there you go. Gabelli Software presents Russki Duck. I think it was 2 magazines here on the channel we saw Russki Duck, but I still am not familiar with this title. And as usual, we get whoever's cracked the game for us, so thanks so much. There we go. This is the top view of the game. Oh, I guess it's the attract mode, like in a like an arcade. So here we go. We got 5 agents left. No bonus. Hit a key to begin. We're in the CIA building. Nice. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and redefine the controls because I want this one to move around and then pick up and drop items. Let's keep it as space. And yeah, there we go. Looks good. Okay, I love it when computer games let you do that. All right, so we are in the CIA building. Let's move to the left, and it takes us back to the main view. Look at this. We have a top-down view of the whole city with several buildings. The entrance of the buildings look like cracks, actually. If you look in the top right of the screen, that's me. I'm the white pixel, and so if I want to go into the CIA building, it's in the top right. I make my way in there, and it's very reminiscent of playing Adventure or Venture that we've seen on just recently on ColecoVision. So I'm going room to room. The controls are strange because when I want to move, I tap once to move one section to the right or left, but then if I tap again, it just goes all the way across to the other side. All right, so this must be, okay, this is the force field. This is, I have to get the CIA card to go past that building. Got it. Very nice. Okay, this is kind of interesting. This is a game, I don't know if I'm supposed to touch the purple things. That looks like the enemies. But we haven't seen this many games do this, where they're offering a top-down view and then you go into something else. Okay, so we already got some items here. Oh, we're being chased already. Not good. I don't think I can... Okay, I'll just outrun him. And it looks like he did chase me out. But I can't get caught on the top view, it looks like. Alright, so that's good to know. The purple is the enemies. Oh, but he took the hammer with him. So they're moving stuff from place to place. And I can pick it up just like Adventure. Go into the next room. Your guess is as good as mine on what this item is in the hardware store. And then can I drag it and bring it to this room? So now I went to natural foods. Yeah, you can. So you can pick up and drop items, and then you can also... So he has... Oh, he just brought the hammer. Okay, we'll pick up the hammer then. So the enemies are essentially just moving different items around. And we can use the hammer now to go break some crates up. It does look like Evil Otto, but they have frowny faces if they're the enemies. All right, let's go to the next building. The key duplicator building. Okay, so we got a crate. Let's see what happens when we use it. Oh, no, it's a bomb. I think we got to get out of the building. Let's get out of here. So we won't use the key. Let's go to the next room. So this gameplay is really refreshing. This is a new take. Honestly, this feels like we're playing a home port of the arcade game 005 or 005. So there's not many games that do this. Oh, we can't break this one open? Oh, I think I dropped it, that's why. The only other thing that comes close to this is Venture, and the only other time we've seen that at home was... There we go. Oh, it's another bomb. All right, let's try this one. It's another bomb. Not helpful. Let's get out of here before we get blown up. We have seen a few Venture clones that you could play on home computers, besides the official one we saw on ColecoVision. But this kind of gameplay is pretty cool. They have the top-down view where you have a main map and then you go inside buildings to explore. I don't really see stealth elements in this one, unless ducking inside of a building is considered stealth. It's minimalistic, but it's pretty much almost the same as what we saw on 005 in the arcades. All right, I'm used to using my hammer going building to building. Now we're in the florist shop. And there's just a flower in here, okay. So I guess you get bonus points if you bring things back to the right shops, like hardware back to the hardware store and flowers back to the flower shop. That's crazy. All right, so let's do this one. Another bomb, not good, but there's our CIA card. Let's go ahead and bring that one back to the CIA building. That's how we can get past the force field. So we'll drop our hammer. Controls could be easier because it's not being controlled with a joystick. If I want to move forward, I got to do this up and down method, because if I tap the same direction the second time, it just auto goes all the way. This means I get to cross the road. I think this is the first time in any video game we're going to cross the road going to the left instead of Frogger where we go to the top or come down. All right, looks like they dropped a bomb in here. All right, we'll leave our key. Nice. Okay, it worked. We'll leave that in that room, and that hopefully we'll make sure we can go in the... So that's something they left. See right here. If I wanted to be the Good Samaritan CIA agent... Oh, they already picked it up. So this is kind of cool. It's a live a group of bad guys moving around, grabbing stuff from rooms. And if you cross the road and run over... You get run over by a car. That stinks. Oh, yeah. If you're going to bring their score down because of people in the comments, sorry, I can't help you there. All right, so our first agent got run over by a car. Let's see if our card stayed in the CIA building. So a great gameplay experience. It did. Okay, we'll keep that there and go on the run. It looks like the only time we've died or lost a man is crossing the street. And we lost another one. It's tricky to get across. We'll try it again. Mikey's throwing out 3.5 stars already out of 5. Of all the games you could play on a home computer, this one's actually pretty cool. It's a different kind of gameplay that you would be seeing before. All right, let's go ahead and go across the park. Make our way down here. Notice that there's no shooting mechanic. Usually we get a top-down view and we have to shoot things. Wait a second, why am I trying to go this way when I think this wraps around? It does. So every direction wraps around, which means I could have gone out the tunnel right here by my finger to the other side. I didn't have to cross the street. Very interesting. All right, I don't even know if I'm going to make it across here. Let's see. There we go. All right, let's check out these buildings on this side. Let's see if we find... Oh, we left the hammer somewhere and someone picked it up. All right, what is that? IBM? Wait a second, there's an IBM computer in here? Can we pick it up? Somebody left an IBM PC in this room. That's funny. All right, so we have a mask that's there. We can use that. If I put it on, it doesn't do anything different. So you have more crates to bust up, and you're essentially supposed to just bust up the crates until you find the duck that has the plans, and then after you get the duck that has the plans, you make your way to the CIA building. We've already got the key card to pass the force field, and there you go. So the game offers randomized play because all the enemies are taking items and switching them out to different places. So it's not as robust or as an amazing adventure as Adventure, but it's also not as arcadey as Venture that we saw in the arcades and on ColecoVision. There we go. Errol's going 3 or 3.5. I don't know if I can do it with people. Oh, they just grabbed my hammer. Come back here. Where are they going to take my hammer? So that means I have to follow them out here. Let's see. Did they go back? Did they drop my hammer off in this room? Let's see. No, they didn't. So you can follow the purple dots on the main view to see where they go. Curtis is going 3.5. I'm thinking that as well. It's an above average title of all the games you could play on a home computer. And this kind of gameplay is just going to get bigger and better. It's also similar to a game we've played in the arcades called Route 16, which is the cars driving around an overhead view, then they go into smaller areas and it gets smaller. Wait, what is this, 5 cents? All right, we'll take the nickel out of here and let's go. Yeah, never played this one. It's not as charming or as fun as Adventure. This one has a slight notch of complexity more, because if you play Venture, all you're doing is supposed to pick up treasures. This one feels like you have an objective to do, which is kind of fun. And every time you play, it's going to switch up and do something different. So we haven't found the duck yet because someone ran away with the hammer, and the hammer's randomized now. So I'd have to find the building where the hammer is. Then after I locate the hammer, then I can use it to bust up boxes. I can also go get some bombs to blow up other crates too. I'm very carefully making my way across to the other side. This doesn't look good. There's just too many cars. All right, let's see if I can do it. There we go. And we check these buildings. Go back in the hardware store. Is the hammer back? No, it's not. I'm amazed that you're going room for room. We're switching from the top-down view to the inside the room, the building view, and you're still able to hold on to your items. It's just very similar to Adventure. There's another one we played called Cops and Robbers, which I believe was Serious Software. Yes, we should get a movie adaptation of this. There isn't that much more for the gameplay. It's go find the plans, then bring them back to the CIA building. But every time you play, it is a different experience. And we have some items in that building too. Yeah, it's still lots of fun. Maybe he was inspired by the game. All right, so Russki Duck is a fun time. This kind of gameplay experience you're not going to get unless you're playing something in the arcades like 005 or Venture. So I'd say of all the games you could play on a home computer, yeah, 3.5 stars. It's a good time. And while it's single player and use keyboard only, it would benefit more if it did use a joystick and it was multiplayer. But For the purposes of this one, yeah, it's nice. And we're going to see this expanded on later. It's going to be adding more and more rooms, larger areas, a bigger overmap. But it's kind of cool seeing the beginnings of taking games like Adventure and just trying to make it bigger. Yeah, there we go, 3.5 from Punk Rock and Victor as well. Yes, the Pixels movie. Yeah, they're not going to have this in that movie. All right, so there's Russki Duck. I'm pretty impressed. As a fun time. Let's see what our next game is. Or 4 ducks in a row, too. It's time to go to the United Kingdom and play on our brand new ZX Spectrum. Here is Colourthello. Colourthello is a type-in game. Part of... oh, not the video. Part of ZX Computing, Britain's biggest magazine for the Sinclair user. This is part of their August-September 1982 issue, and you can see on the front, Colourthello for the Spectrum. And if you turn to the page, here it is, where you would type it in. Colourthello is intended to highlight the sound and color and potential of the ZX Spectrum. You'll see how to run the program effectively, and you enter your number on the side, so they show you a little bit how to play. This is by Graham Charlton. Way to go, Graham. So spend a little bit of time to type in the game on your ZX Spectrum, and let's play. ZX Computing, it is August 21st, 1982. Or I guess whenever you got the magazine to type this in and play. All right, so we want to run Colourthello. Thankfully for you, I'm not going to sit here and type in games to play. That would be a completely different channel. Yes, I enjoyed it a lot too. 4 stars, yeah. That's right, Curtis. We know we're in the United Kingdom when they have a U in the word color. Do we want to go first? Yes. Yes, we do. Colourthello is yet another Othello game. The ZX Spectrum is not even, what, 4 months old, and we've already seen, I think, 4 Othello and Reversi games. Okay, so here it is. I'm ready to play. Let's go ahead and move in 6-4. I'm waiting for my piece to go down. There it is. Wait, that's an illegal move, right? Yeah, that should have been an illegal move. I didn't know I was playing as O's. I thought I was playing as X's. And then the computer does its move. Yeah, I know at this time... this hour for the game, for the show to air, we're not going to have anybody on live to comment and start fighting over how do you spell the word color. But eventually later in the comics, we will have people tuning in from the United Kingdom or in Europe. Oh yes, Ready Player One is awesome. Yeah, Ready Player One is top tier. Oh, is it my move now? Where'd they move? We've been waiting. Oh, wow. It took them that long. Real time, everyone. That's how long it took. Oh, my goodness. All right, so let's go 3-6. Let's see how long it takes to put this one down. There we go. All right, so it's their move, and the wait time is reminding me of when we play chess games. This obviously is a type-in game, but for Othello variations you could play. There are better ones. There actually is slightly better ones on the ZX Spectrum. So for all the games you can play on home computers, this one is a subpar affair. Oh, Punk Rock's in Australia. Yes. Awesome. Welcome. That's true, and we're going to see the different spellings of those as well. Is it still... okay, now it's back to my move. Yeah, it's very slow, but honestly, it's not as bad as you think for a type-in game. A type-in Othello game. Notice that they added a little splash of color and a little bit of sound. Still not enough to be super impressive. Of all the games you can play on a home computer, I'm actually going to rate this lower than the other Othello and Reversi ones. This is a 2-star game. I'm calling it bad, but it's really not fair because it's type-in. It's going to not compare to all the other releases that are out there. I'm getting 1 star from Victor. Yes, that's right. Oh, that's true. Yes. We're going to see this going back and forth because we're playing games all over the world. We're going to see lots of different colloquial expressions and spelling that's going to change up over video games. That's a good point, Errol, and I'm with you on that. All right, so after going to the United Kingdom, let's see where we're going now. All right, back to the Apple II. This is Ming's Challenge. Ming's Challenge is the very first reference of any game doing Flash Gordon, ever. Of everything we've seen so far, there's been a little homages here and there, but nothing's just straight out going to give us Flash Gordon. Let's take a look at the box. Ming's Challenge is also a very obscure one because from what I found online, everybody only heard of the Apple II version, but watch what this box has. This box is by Microfun, a fast-blasting galactic shooting gallery. And we got Ming on the front. Actually, when they call it Ming's Challenge, it feels like it's a puzzle game. That's right. We need Flash. A triple threat interspace shootout. 3 action-packed 10-level arcade games in one. Now, what do they mean by 10? Okay, they have 10 levels or 10 screens to go for, but look below the box. It says it's available for the Apple II, the IIe, the Commodore 64, the Atari, and the IBM PC. But, ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you can find these other versions. All I found anywhere is just this on the Apple II. So I don't know what Microfun's going for, unless you know about the other copies or where to find them. Yes, bring them all in. It's going to be tons of, because the very first time we played a Flash game, this is not what you were expecting. It's actually a different experience. Oh, Ming's not a nice guy. Would a decent fellow cost you points by slyly retreating into the black hole or stalk you with cyclops that appear without warning? Ming's Challenge is really 3 arcade games, each with 10 levels. You can vary the rules and create your own versions of the game, but no matter how you play it, the action's wild, the pace is furious. Are you quick enough on the trigger, agile enough to dodge laser bullets and kamikaze death ships? Ming's Challenge is your kind of challenge. Grab your blaster and show old Ming who's boss. And there's an example of the screenshot. I love it. All right, let's pop in Ming's Challenge and Play by Michael S. Livesay. Published by Microfun. Just a little fun. Microfun. There you go. And they got some, Mike Livesay. I'm not sure how to pronounce it correctly. So we got a little splash of Ming, not nearly doing the box justice, but I wouldn't expect anything else from the Apple II. I'm ready to play. Oh, it just goes right into the game. Nice. Ballpoint value's 10. Okay, so paddle controls just work right off the bat. And we're playing a move left, right, and fire. Can I do anything else with my shots? No, let's see. Let's check the fire. We got 1 shot at a time. Yeah, 1 shot at a time. We have some enemies that are moving across the screen that don't look anything like Flash Gordon. And then we also have these ovals that are flying across the screen. The ovals, though, are... when you shoot them, they just sit in space, so they just hang out. So what do they mean by there's multiple games in one? Because I'm doing what it's like reverse centipede, where I'm not removing things from the board. I'm adding things every time if these were the mushrooms, I'm not removing the mushrooms. I'm just adding more things to get in the way. The sound effects and the way that it plays reminds me a lot of Sneakers that we played on the Apple II. But the gameplay is pretty simple. It feels almost like, is there a reason there's... Oh, the numbers are point values, but it feels like I'm playing a game show. Okay, now we moved up to level 2. Oh, wait, we have an... Are we playing air hockey or something? Because now they're changing the gravity. Yeah, they're falling down in the hole in the middle like we're playing air hockey with different gravity for the pucks. But they are changing it up. So before it was just bouncing around, and now they have gravity that they're falling down on. Very strange gameplay. Okay, so it's not ripping off any game we've seen so far. It's still a fixed shooter, obviously, but the idea that you're getting point values based on where you're shooting them is very different. Yes. It's the Apple II. I think every game has to have this sound effect. Oh, that's a good point. He did play football, but that's a stretch to call this football. There you go. Yeah, so you make all the discs stop, then you move on to the next round. Now point values are... Is that the game over? That's the game over. Oh, man. Now, Kingdom of Cross we haven't seen yet. Yeah. So it makes the game just slightly interesting, but not overly amazing. All right, let's see how do we get in again. I went ahead and hit escape to play. Yeah, there we go. And we start back at the beginning. They changed up the map just by giving us a smaller hole at the bottom, but that's about it. I'm ready to go. There it is, and we go back into the action. So it's not enough to push this game ahead of the other shooters we played. The paddle controls are kind of nice for the Apple II, as usual for this kind of shooter, because all we're moving is left and right. But being able to, the idea to just stop pucks at a certain place to get point values, it still feels like a game show that I'm playing. to stop them at a certain point to get as many points as possible. Because if you see it's multiplying that, and they just bring more and more in until when you get all of them to stop, and you move on to the next level. Yeah. I don't know who invented the sound, but we've been seeing it on the Apple II, I think, since Breakout. So maybe it was Scott the Woz that gave us that original sound. I don't think it's going to sell that many games if they say that. They got to put Ming on the front to let you know. But you notice they didn't say anything specifically about Flash Gordon, so this is possibly not a licensed title. Also, the reason why we don't find as much information about this game online. It's a very generic shooter. It's only adding one element of something we haven't seen, stopping something to get points. And from all the gameplay that I've seen online, all it does is change this up slightly, but there's nothing bigger or different from that. So the 10 levels that we're seeing, these 10 levels is the same idea, getting the pucks to stop in a certain place. Yes, all this is related to the box. Unless you can pick up any small nuanced Flash Gordon references right here that I don't see. Because I'm not really seeing any Flash Gordon on it. They definitely did not make good use of the license. I don't think there is a license. I think they just slapped Ming on the front and didn't reference Flash at all. Since doing this channel and starting from the beginning and playing everything, though, we have been almost consistently disappointed. When we see game titles, we're expecting and seeing something amazing, and it really doesn't deliver. It's the games that we're most familiar with, or the games that aren't hyping anything up, that are the ones that are the best. We've seen lots of games on the Commodore VIC-20 that give you the title of something familiar. Like, there's a game on the Commodore VIC-20 called Dragon's Lair. And when you play it, you think, oh, this is awesome, it's going to be... No, it's not. It's not Dragon's Lair that you're thinking of at all. Or there's a game called Ape Escape, and it's not the Ape Escape that you're thinking of. There's plenty of games that offer the same title of games more familiar, but it just doesn't deliver. You just have to remember of where we are in time and where the gaming landscape is. I guess what I'm trying to say is lower your expectations and you won't be disappointed. Alright, yeah, for a fixed shooter though, it is okay. It has paddle controls. It is not doing anything as particularly impressive as other fixed shooters that we could be playing, so I'm actually not going to be faulting it for that. I will fault it for the simplicity, and because I'd like to know more about this game. Why on the box it says something, but where everything else I find online, I don't get as much information as possible. I see 2 stars from Curtis. This is, yeah, casual game to play with your grandma, but not the grandma that wants to play Berserk. She's too cool for this game. I'll still say of all the games you could play, it's a subpar game, but it's not bad. Of the games you could be playing on a home computer. I see Punk Rock's going 2. Oh yeah, there's a much better one in the arcade coming up soon. For home computer, there's plenty of other shooters that are out there that are better than this one, but I wouldn't say 2 stars. 2, Alright, so there you go. Ming's Challenge. Let's see what's next. We are still on the Apple II, and this is The Missing Ring. What is The Missing Ring all about? Let's start with the box. Actually, I think we got this one all fancy. Yeah, there we go. The Missing Ring, the latest by Datamost. Here it boasts $30 on your Apple II. The newest idea is a high adventure, 1 to 5 players at a time. Each character capable of independent action and decisions, all on an intriguing quest to find the wizard's ancient ring. Takes great courage, planning, and wit to win. Oh man, is that a ripoff of Lord of the Rings or what? One ring to rip off Lord of the Rings. Let's flip it over on the back. Oh, that's right, Datamost, I forgot. If you remember all the Datamost boxes, there's nothing on the back except their address. Thanks, Datamost. What other artwork do we have for The Missing Ring? Oh, here we go. On the inside, or the back of one of the other boxes. Many have searched for it and lived to regret it. Others weren't so lucky. Now it's your turn, if you dare. Solve this chilling mystery and claim the fabulous missing ring. But first, you'll have to find your way through many mysterious magical rooms. It's really not that bad as long as you don't look behind you. Gosh, freaky. Nightmare fuel, though. At least this one does. Give the kids some nightmares. Inside the box, we have some key commands like magic items and spells, how to open the doors, and then the 8 rings to acquire. Only 1 per maze. Yes, maybe that was the one missing. The missing ring. There's our 5 1/4 floppy disk by Terry Romine. Way to go, Terry. Terry Romine. And we also have the manual too, because this is a role-playing game. We need to know how to play the role-playing games. The missing ring. Let's see what Terry has for us. The quest for the magic rings takes you in a myriad of rooms and corridors of the Enchanted Palace. Now, this is a 1 to 5 player role-playing game. Now, we played games that have a party of characters, but this one is separate characters, and you can even control 2 characters at once. At least it boasts you can control 2 at once, because they allow you to have control of one character on one side of the keyboard and control of another character on the other side of the keyboard. Yeah, right. I want to see that to believe it. The beginning of the game is saved. You may visit the merchant to spend your hard-earned gold on healing potions, spells, magic potions, experience, and so forth. Multiple characters from several games have accounts with the merchant. If you exceed in exiting the labyrinth, your character can keep all the accumulated gold and powers for use in another game, thus building up experience points and treasure. So it offers replayability, especially if you have some other friends that want to jump in with you. Each player's move is indicated on the prop line, and the active character will be flashing on the screen. You have a limited active time and 5 or 6 keystrokes per turn. These have to include all moves, calling of spells, invoking healing potions, etc. So it's a turn-based affair where it looks like you're going to move your character and do everything they can while they're flashing, and then move on to the next one. And we've seen this with other games. One of the most recent ones was Dungeon by TSR Hobbies. And then before that, we also had Fracas, which was more of a roguelike game. This one's not that. Yes, I don't know how he drinks the wine. Yes. If you are into role-playing games, this is one I'm not familiar with, so I'd love to see how this one works compared to the others. So each player chooses a character at the table of 9 different characters to choose from. One player can make moves for each character in turn, or a number of players can take turns at the keyboard. There are 2 sets of move keys on opposite sides of the keyboard, so 2 players can sit at the apple, each with 1 hand on the keyboard. Both sets of move keys are always active and interchangeable. While player 2 is taking their turn, 3 can switch seats with player 1. Whoa, so they designed this to be 5 players and you have 2 people sitting together. That's crazy. All right, so each player's move is indicated on the prop line, and the active player will be flashing on the screen. You have an limited active time for 5 or 6 keystrokes, and then we would want to tell you about the secret doors, which elixirs or poison, and what spells will kill what monster, but we know you're anxious to fire up the disc, and these trivia are best learned. Oh, nice touch. Inside the labyrinth, it shows you our moves. So if you're playing on the left side of the keyboard, you would use R, D, F, and E to move around. And if you're on the right side, you use O, L, P, and K. Attacking's with the space bar. Healing potions are H. Man, I feel like I need to take a screenshot of this. Search the secret door, get the treasure, magic items, pass the end player's turn, pause, quit, save the game, open the door with a key. So you need to know all these commands before you play the game. And this is kind of why I wanted to do the manual, because this is telling us exactly what to do. What would we do without video gaming manuals, right? All right, so I think we got that one. And then there's all the characters you can use to join your party. And we'll see that when we boot up the game. And I think, well, that's it. That is the fastest, easiest role-playing manual I've ever seen, besides from the reference card. Amazing. All right, so we have a version that's the original and the cracked version. We're going to pop up the original and see if it works for us. It's time to play The Missing Ring. It's August 22nd, 1982. That was the fastest role-playing manual. Usually it's pages and pages of lore and story, and then they go after the lore and story, then they pages and pages of how to play the game. So maybe this is a very simple role-playing game. Let's see. Nowadays, we've seen mostly roguelike video games or Wizardry or Ultima. So this is going to be interesting because it's not a roguelike like the other ones. Okay, start a new game or continue a previously one or visit the merchant. Sweet. Let's go ahead and start a new game. Let's go. This is keyboard controls only. What party size do we want? Now, we can go 5, but then it's just going to take a little bit longer. I'm going to go for a party size of 3 to start off. And then we have these characters that we can put in the party. So for character number 1, I'm going to be a fighter with a sword. We have 28 gold, and purchase healing potions 10 gold each. So give me 2 healing potions. I don't have that much gold. And then for character number 2, let's go with a wizard. And let's see what the wizard's got. Oh, you can pick magic spells because you're a wizard. Oh, we got to go with the classic magic missile. Spell number 1 is Magic Missile. Spell number 2, let's do Healing Light Wounds. And then spell number 3, let's do... Sleep never really works, so let's try Dancing Lights at spell number 3. Oh, we can do more. And Charm Person. Cool, so you get 4 spells to choose. And the wizard's got 36 gold, so let's do 3 healing potions. They're keeping this... The interface is really well done, and fast, too. Okay, so for our third character, let's go with an elf with a bow. 28 gold, so we'll do 2 healing potions. Yeah, this is great. Oh, really? You still have it? And this is the kind of game that you can save the character and then use later, too. There will be a slight delay. In 1982, that means go make a sandwich. Or go balance your checkbook and then come back. Or go play Donkey Kong. Enter game number. Wait a second, what's game number? Did they explain this in the manual? I'll say game number 1. Cool. We are assigning what magic with a wizard will do. Yeah, sleep's usually underrated. I'm with you there. Okay, so there's our 3 characters. This is now timed. We have a certain amount of time to make our first fighter with a sword to move. Ready? Here I go. Make my way around and... Okay, so my time is up, or my turns are up. And now the wizard does its turns. Can I move? Okay, yeah. It allows... It doesn't allow 2 players to play at the same time with the keyboard. So that's what I thought it was. It allows both sides of the keyboard to work. So that means you can rotate through multiple people. So I understand now what it means. All right, so I ran out of time because I was talking, but you can see we are making our way through the dungeon. Going this way, going here. So I'm just using the key commands right now. I'm actually going to pull it up so I can see how it works. But notice how we can move each character individually, and we are not a single pixel. That's the kind of characters we've been seeing when we play the game. Oh, that's right. You can search for things. You want to give an item to another player, you can. Any other key will return to the game, and you have options to do that as well. Nice. Yeah, they got to be the 1 through 9 must be number randomization. That's what I think too. All right, let's move to the next room. Got more movement points there. All right, and make our way. Come on, everybody, one at a time. And if you go to the south, then you go to the merchant, and that's where you can change or trade in things for food or money with the gold you get. So it's showing our health and experience down the bottom. Which player? Now I'm back to player 1. Here's our fighter with the sword. Let's have the fighter with the sword. Oh, that's right. You can use S to go search for a secret door. And then now we're back with our... Let's do, what was it, search? How do we search for open doors with keys, healing potions, attack, searching? Oh, get the treasure. You have to hit a key to get the treasure. It's T. T to pick up treasures, and it doesn't happen automatically. I'm not faulting it for that. The idea that we're playing with up to 5 people like this for a role-playing game is so cool. Wait, you're out of the maze. You wish to re-enter? Yes. So I went the wrong way. I'll head down south again. All right, so hit T. Get my treasure. Any moment now. We got 24 gold pieces and 4 gems have been added to your treasury. The party treasury. Oh, you share a treasury. That's pretty nice. You want to give an item to another player or return an item. Okay, so once you pick up treasure, it gives you these options. Nice touch. Yeah, maybe you can trade whenever you go back to the merchant. This is so cool. All right, so we're going to go around this side. Let's go ahead and head over to the door. Oh, that's right. If you hit S, it searches the room for secret doors. So you can do that every time. All right, we're going to head down. And this time we'll go over to the right. So every player's turn, now we're back at the wizard. I'll make sure he heads down. There we go. He's keeping track of the rooms and where everybody is. Nope, don't look for the secret. Did I use my... Oh, you use your turnip when you hit the wrong key and hit search. Okay, we'll head over to the right this time. Oh, that's true. It's really hard to find things in different translations, yeah. Make our way back this side. All right, let's head over here. Go, go, go. So it's 1 player at a time. Uh-oh, not good. Fight. Oh, we have to move onto the monster? No way. Everything we've seen so far, that's pretty cool. So one of the characters went to the other room and then found some spiders. And then to fight them, you have to move next to them, and then attack. That's even more advanced than Dungeon Quest, or the Dungeon Quest series. All right, I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. Making our way there. And this means I have to go up to these guys. Look at this. And can I attack here? Swish! Missed. Can I do it again? Oh gosh, this isn't good. I got 3 spiders attacking me. Maybe I need to get some guys on him to come in the room. Yeah, this is straight out of Lord of the Rings. It's the Lord of the Rings ripoff. It's the missing ring. That's why it's the missing one. All right, so let's head over to the... No, don't search for the secret door. I hit the wrong button again. You have to get used to the commands. Okay, fight. I missed again. Not good. Can I do it again? Nice. I can do 2 hits in the same turn. He's not looking good. All right, let's head down to this side. He does, right? All right, we'll move our way into the next room. And go. So it's still a random... Oh, it dies. We got one. Nice. Hit him again, hit him again. I hit, and it dies. Cool, we got it. Our health's very poor, though. We have to use a health. All right, so we'll go down south into this room. It shows you the direction you're facing, too. So the presentation of this game is really impressive for role-playing games. Most of the games we play that try this are like a single pixel or a small representation of you. This is a really large character, and it feels like it's a different view than we played for a role-playing game. Oh, did we already... Oh, I'm dying. Health. I don't think I'm dead, but I think I'm dying. Yes, summon Big Boot. Great job. You did well. Health. Oh, it just goes a flash that he's dying. That's just so sad. That's too bad. Man. I mean, look at this. This is so cool. So a lot goes into this game, considering that the majority of role-playing games aren't trying to give you an experience like this. Being able to move freely from different rooms and even a little bit of randomization there is helpful. Plus, notice how easily the interface played out. So for the missing ring, of all the games you could play on a home computer, this is another role-playing game that I would want to play longer and enjoy playing it, and have more people to play with. The multiplayer aspect is very helpful. That's why I rated the game Dungeon higher up. Yeah, I'm seeing Victor's throwing out 4. Yeah, that's true. If you didn't understand at the time, I'm with you on that. I'm amazed that they have something like this, not using the same tropes with role-playing like Ultima or Wizardry. Yeah, they were different looking characters too. I'm still going to say, of all the games you can play on a home computer, 4 stars. I even give it the notch slightly above Dungeon that we played earlier. Yeah, I see 4.5 from Punk Rock. Yeah, Curtis, maybe 4.5 too. Yeah, there's nothing out that's like this. And it's like a hidden Lord of the Rings game, which is kind of a cool find. We found the one ring. So there's the missing ring. Let's see what's next. We are still on the Apple II. This is Mission Escape. I promise you, we don't just play on the Apple II. We play every single video game. It just happened to be a roll of the dice of which games were going on. Here's Mission Escape. This one we only have a few screenshots for, so let's just pop it and play. This is by Thomas Schumann of Microspark. It's still August 22nd, 1982. Yes, maybe it was. That was the real treasure. Yes, it is not a Calibeth, and it is not Ultima. We've already seen Ultima. The first Ultima, at least. Okay, so this one is telling us our point values, and then we got keyboard and paddle controls. Now, this game is interesting because there's another game called Mission Escape for the Apple II, and I'll be explaining that next, but just keep in mind, just think this is the only one. So Microspark Incorporated, Thomas Schumann's game. I want to play with paddle controls. So hitting P, and then we're in. Got the classic fade on our Apple II. Got a high score table, very nice. Yes, keep up the deep comments. All right, here we go. What? I just blew the ship up. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, now it works. So the first time it blows up, and then the second time it doesn't work. Yes. Mission Escape is a Lunar Rescue variant. Last time we saw Lunar Rescue was a really good title called a Meteor Storm. Check out Meteor Storm. But we first saw Lunar Rescue back in the arcades in November of 1979. And there's been several Lunar Rescue style games since then. This one plays very well for the Apple II. Works really well. This one apparently has 10 levels to it. And it's the same experience we've seen before. We don't have as much... No, it's not looking good. Yeah, it didn't make it. Nice and easy. There we go. Let's see if we can get to the top. All right, yeah, this one isn't adding anything new to the Lunar Rescue genre, like we saw with a Meteor Storm. This one is just bare bones, like playing in the arcades. But done pretty well. This is the first one you ever saw, Manly, with the color scheme? That's special. Look at that. So cool. It looks well, and it plays well, and it does exactly what it's set out to do. Let's play Lunar Rescue on the Apple II. It's not the first time we played Lunar Rescue on the Apple II. And this is going to be the last Lunar Rescue game we play. But we're doing very well. We're pros of Lunar Rescue by now. Let's go nice and easy down to the bottom. I loved combining the idea of a lunar lander with a simple shooter game with the asteroids spawning. There we go. Nice. Got our points in. Yeah, it works great. Does exactly what you'd expect for mission escape, which I guess that's the players down there trying to escape. The only thing that this one does different than the other games we played is there's a limited number of missiles you can shoot. Before, it was just shoot everything up, but here you have a limited amount. Uh-oh. I thought I could slip through. Yeah, this is a really fun game. Still a blast to play. Yeah, if you had this on the Apple II, you'd be having some good times. Yeah, so notice when we go to the top, I only have so many shots. Oh, as I crash and burn. So if anyone does have the box or artwork for it, I'd love to know what it looks like. I couldn't find anything whenever I checked online. Oh, they have a high score table. Very nice. Wow, yeah. It's got a cool arcade feel to it. Done very well. Shows the high score table. So apparently whenever you go to the top, at least what I've read about the game, there's a limited number of shots you can shoot. And I'm looking for a meter or a bar, but I don't see it. So let's try to shoot everything as we can going up. I think it looks like it just keeps going. So there's not a strategy to lessening your shots. All right, going down the side here. You would not be disappointed with this game right now in August 1982. So I'm thinking around 3 stars of all the games you could play on a home computer. A perfectly average title and a fun title. Works well with the joystick, controls solid. Any idea if this one costs the same as what Datamost's game would be? I don't think this would be a $30 title. Errol's going 3.5 for this one. Very nice. If you're wanting a better home computer game of Lunar Rescue at this point, then go for Meteor Storm. Yeah, 3's good. Mikey's going 3-2. Yeah, still fun. Still fun. It's pretty much the classic arcade game that you could play at home. Yeah, so I'll say of all the games you can play on a home computer, 3 stars. Well done. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky. This game is called Mission: Escape. There is another Mission Escape that came out in 1981. Here it is. This is called Mission Escape with no colon afterwards. Now, this game was lumped in with the other Mission Escape because apparently online and most sources have mixed the two together. And there are some sources that show this box, but with the gameplay that we just played. This one is an entirely different game. Mission Escape was in 1981, and the reason we didn't showcase it was because it was lumped in with this one. So please, developers, if you're watching this channel from the future, look up all the game titles and make sure you don't title your game the same as other titles, because it gets really mixy and muxed up. So here we go. Mission Escape is a completely different game. That was in 1981. This one's by Jim Jacobson, still on the 48K Apple II. And you see this box has been used for both the games that we just saw, the Lunar Rescue game. This one's by CE Software. And there's the example of the 5 1/4 floppy disk for this title, not to be confused with the other Mission Escape that takes place in August 1982. Yeah, so this one is a totally different game. This is like a turn-based strategy game. But here's the clincher. Because of this confusion online, I cannot find this game to play. This one does not exist. The only Mission Escape for the Apple II was the one we had just played. I'd love to know what this game is and how this game plays. So because I do not know, I'm going to have to sadly put this down as a 1-star title, as a broken one, until we can find it. So if anyone knows where the copy is or how to play the Jim Jacobson title by CE Software, let me know. It's so obscure, and this goes to show why at this point people couldn't look up what the title of games were and see what was out there. And gamers and programmers most likely are going to be mixing these up if they have the same title. So if you do have any information on Mission Escape, please drop me a line and let me know. So sadly, we got to end on a sad note of another game that's been lost to time. But that's where we got to put our video game playing on pause, because, ladies and gentlemen, next episode is going to be a massive one. The much anticipated sequel to the best role-playing game you could play at the time. So tune in. That's it for today, and like I always say, everything's better when you play on an analog joystick. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if you miss any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and Ming. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are Perpetually Retro, and we will catch you next time.